We are down here in the depths of the archives. Today's ultimate goal is going to be to... There we go, there's my phone, just telling me that I am streaming. We're going to be trying to finish off the archives as much as possible. Maybe knocking out the sewers. I think there's not a whole lot there. And then we're going to be heading up into the area which I have remembered the name of now. It's called the Hamlet of Stormbreach. As you notice, we're 2 whole Z levels down at the moment. This place is a lot larger than I was remembering it being. Still finding healing potions, even if they are worse than the ones that Ayyno can make these days. That sounds like an awful lot of Shraktors behind there. Let's not go that way, even if we had the key. Yeah. I don't trust anything here. I especially don't trust that. It's a long sword. It's a strength scaling light weapon. There we go. I knew there was one around here. As you can see, this has a limited number of charges, and this is what I was talking about with what the Crystal Shard of Recharging does. Have a toad tongue. If we were to use this, there we are. Damage, shock 21, 7 to 21. We can basically activate his Thunder Shock spell. This would be more handy if we didn't already have a wizard who can do that at will, an infinite number of times. Oh, Jesus. Thank you, Ayyno. That point of accuracy is really doing you a great job. You are super injury prone, aren't you? I can wait. Let's just double around behind the crab. Ayyno, are you just rolling badly, or can you not actually hurt this thing through its armor? You can't hurt it through its armor. Great. I point out again, this is the highest damage gun in the game, pretty much. And he's doing 9 damage with it. Hey, ugly. Get over here. Don't camp the ladder. Good enough. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. He's not awful when he crits. Except then Zimboy went and did 100 damage. Just, you know, you just have to show Ayyno up. It's just what the team does. Whatever. We're only alive because of his potions, so he does have a super valuable role. Scroll, rock, and sword. Now, what could the answer possibly be? In fact, what if we were to translate, instead of saying sword, rock, scroll, we were to say rock, paper, scissors. So, what beats a sword? Paper does. Please tell me I've remembered to keep any bit of paper. Does this count? Hopefully. Rock. What beats... What am I talking about now? Paper doesn't beat scissors. Rock beats scissors. And... will your dagger do? No, I better go grab that sword and also find an actual bit of paper because I'm an idiot and thought this puzzle was coming up and I dropped all of my paper. Unless I've kept one in one of these bags. Which it does not seem that I have. Well done. Great. Where's all the paper? And why have I walked back past everything? You know what, while I'm making a series of bad decisions, I might as well just open this up. Ow. Like I said, basically bigger mosquitoes. Very high dodge... oh dear. Very fast, high dodge rate, not a lot of HP to be honest. Just quickly checking the map because I do not want to be in a corner. I should just conserve my ammunition really against these things. Ow. That's my hand. Holy God, I just realized how much she's hurt. Also, where did that second crab come from? I don't remember seeing one down here. I keep thinking these should be weak to electricity, but this isn't Pokemon. Holy moly, mother of God. They can do a lot of damage when they want to. I'm going to stay down here for a bit. Patch Ayyno up. You can see how I am probably going to lose someone eventually just because I didn't notice how quickly they're taking damage. Ow. That was 65 damage. She has 170 HP total. Can I do this? She's got a lot more energy than Ayyno does. Yes, I can do it, but it doesn't do anything of note. Freaking crabs and their million HP. Ow. Fortunately, because I got rid of the Shractors, I don't have a whole lot to back up into. I can just afford to do a fighting retreat. That said, if you could die in a hurry, that'd be nice. Well-cooked crab. Right, as I was saying before I was interrupted, I can't actually remember what I was saying, so never mind. Let's see, I was trying to back up. That's right, I was going to go look for a bit of paper. I was checking out that door, I opened those doors up, and it did prove to be a bad idea. Also, I'm not sure if the dagger counts, so I'm going to take this longsword, which is definitely a sword. That healing crystal came back fast, normally to take quite a while. Oh! Yeah, it was only her dagger that was a problem. The scroll does count. Ah, more Shractors. Oops. And we find a figurine of an ogre. Oh dear. Keep your ears open and just assume that every corner is an ambush. See, you are less scary than a crab. And not just because you're flammable. You're also predictable. You want to have some fun? Hey, get over here, ugly. Let's see if we can bait it. I'm not sure that counted for experience, but it's great fun to kill an enemy with a trap. Might as well top up while we're here. Free energy refill for Zimboy. Yep, as you can see, there's a passage up there, and it looks like the ice elemental flew down from there. Judging by the fact it didn't attack before, I'm guessing it's just there to appear when you open up the passage that had the Shractor and the figurine in it. Also, this area is a sort of screaming secret button with all these pillars. See one with an immediate glance, though. I'm generally playing the game a lot more quickly and slapdash than I would if I were playing on my own. More lockpicks. If I were playing it on my own, I would be combing every one of these walls very slowly and carefully. So while I'm ultimately finding less, we are progressing through at a decent rate. There we go. Always look for secrets once you get into a secret area. It's a Tome of Fire. It increases fire resistance. I think, is this the second one of these we found? Okay, with her atrocious strength, Nosferatu is easily our most fire-weak character. It's also sensible for it for a few other reasons. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we covered this before. Ayyno has the strength to make fire resistance work. Azanaka has plus 50 because of his traits. And the skill you get for mastering fire magic is plus 50 fire resistance. Everyone else is sort of fireproof by default. She's the one who needs a little bit of help. With that general unpleasantness dealt with, it's time to move onwards. Oh yes, that ogre figurine. I sort of just brushed over it. We're going to be finding a few figurines, and that puzzle that we saw before with, I think it would have been the last video, with the I can fly, I'm alive, I can walk, I'm the strongest. It's essentially a logic riddle. Okay, what we've got here is a wind gate that will not teleport us. We just grab some rocks. You can see there, it flew through. And it seems to work like so. If we throw it through, it maintains its might as well just say it maintains its momentum. It's essentially portal logic. Now you can see I've dropped a rock through onto that pressure plate. There's also one there, so we're going to throw one through. That scroll landed on it. And every time we push this, the wind gate is moving one space along. If you press it again, it jumps back to there. Press a couple more times, you can see there's one more pressure plate, so through we go. And that opens this up with a crow-urn figurine. And also a very obvious secret button, which does something non-obvious because I can't even hear something open. I heard a vague rumbling in this direction though. The directional audio in this game is excellent, by the way. Oh, there we go. Oh, you dick. That could have gone better. I like how these guys don't try and box me in. Also, I think that's the first time Azanaka has looked like the one who's in danger of getting killed. Please don't shoot me. I don't like getting shot, it hurts. I like to make sure everyone's got a healing potion in case I need to panic, which is most of the time. Okay. My light's still going out. See, these ones aren't so bad. They have to telegraph their attacks. They're pretty slow. They don't box you in. I don't mind these guys, unless there's a lot of them at range. A point-blank archer is not a problem. Ancient Helm, I never showed this one off either. Oh, this one actually doesn't have a curse in it. It's just incredibly mediocre as heavy armor goes. It's only the shield is cursed. I will actually be getting heavy armor for Ayyno eventually. And we find a Morning Star. 11 to 34 plus strength, cooldown 4.5, ignore 5 points of armor. Let's see, 11 to 34 versus 9 to 27, same cooldown, same ignoring armor. It's Ayyno's new weapon. And also Ayyno's Lizard on a Stick. And like I said, there was no way to ever permanently lose an item, so that means we had to have a way to get in here just in case we were incredibly stupid and threw the elemental essence through here. How do I get out of here? Same button again? Yep. Traipse onwards. Uh-oh. Oh, always got to be ready for an ambush. And in this case, it's mimics. This is 3 mimics in a very small area, and it is potentially terrifying because that means it's easy to get boxed in. Which means the first thing we're going to do is going to be breaking up those boxes like we did, so we've got more room to move. And going to be making damn sure we're nowhere near an edge where they can close us in. Like, yes, we can get 3 of them on our flank, on our sides if we stay in the center, but that means there will be an open spot we can move to. Also, mimics aren't that scary. I mean, they look terrifying, but they're not that dangerous. Easy as that. A lonesome mimic is not a threat. And I can hear a power gem. Ayyno is really the star of the show when it comes to damage these days. The others are going to get a little... well, Nosferatu is going to get a little bit better, as Anaka isn't. Here we have a tattered shirt, which is more than a little out of date. If you hadn't found something better than that, I'd be quite worried for you. Here we are. The neck chain. Wearer gains immunity to starvation and burdened. That one's going on Azanaka because of his fast metabolism trait. Basically, he can go without food forever now. Also, he can never be burdened. He can carry so much that he can't move at all, but he's lost the ability to go into that yellow, you're nearly at your carry capacity and you're moving slow trait. I don't have him carry much stuff, but like I said, he's got fast metabolism, which means that isn't going to be a problem anymore. I can just afford to not feed him. I swear he's a valued party member. I'm not just not feeding him because I dislike his guns. But what we got out of that was... who did I give that to? I know I picked... oh no, the key was to get out the neck chain and the lockpicks were the real reward from there. I'd forgotten that the key was just to get out of the place. Sort this lot out. Let's leave that closed for the moment just in case it unleashes hordes of horror on us, which, to be honest, 9 out of 10 levers tend to do. Hello. Have you got friends sneaking up behind us? Yes. Come on. That the best you can do? Ow. Icicles are a lot harder to dodge than the spears are. Easy as that. In fact, I don't think that was a friend flanking... oh, no, it was. I was about to say I thought it was just the first one going around us. Thank you, I will do a square dance with you. Give me 1 second, may I just... come on, it's lunchtime, give me a second. Right. Oh, and we're about to level up as well, I notice. This guy should finish it off. Ow. Willpower, because Nosferatu couldn't just be perfect forever, could she? She's getting a second point in light armors. Ayyno is getting a second point in accuracy, because I don't like missing my special attacks. Zimboy is finishing off fire. And Azanaka is becoming the world's greatest alchemist. Bomb Expert, I didn't show it off before, but one that used to black moss, if I combine it with things, I can make bombs now. Ta-da! That's quite a useful trick. In fact, that could be Azanaka's backup. What with the whole I don't like the guns trait. There we go. And we've done a complete lap of the ruins of the archive, sorry. Unfortunately, we passed up a lot of doors on the way, so it's back into it for that. In fact, I'm going to close myself in and have a quick nap because everyone's a little missing in everything. Good enough. And because I like making bad decisions, let's open up all the doors at once. More winding, scary corridors. Oh, we got ourselves a new friend. Meet the Wyvern. It breathes lightning. It's also immune to air magic. They were in the first game, but they weren't immune to air magic, which was probably a bug, but it also meant that air magic was the only, there we go, school of magic which didn't have an enemy immune to it. Thought I saw something on the floor there. Ah! They're pretty similar to Crow-Urns on the whole, apart from the ranged attack. Up, 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 up. They're about as scary as Crow-Urns. In fact, does Zimboy have the skill for this yet? No, he doesn't. I'll show off what that is later. I can still hear wings, so I think there's one of them out there. Or not, I could be wrong. I hope there isn't one, because fighting one of these in the corridors is bad. In fact, I'm going to kill you really quickly just in case there is a Wyvern closing in at us. Ah! Let's keep you stun locked, with nice timed hits. Yeah, that gel is apparently pretty flammable. There's a lot of enemies in the archives. Like I said, it's a very nostalgic, Grimrocky level, but on the whole, it's not my favourite at all. Yes, thank you. Keep spamming messages at me on Discord. Anyway, if we take... I knew I heard one of you. Oops. Just pretend I didn't start to solve the puzzle there. Don't you dare land between me and the exit. No. You are not blocking me in. If you're coming down, you can come down here. Where'd he go? Yeah, let's go there and fight him. I'm running out of ammunition. Which probably means I'm going to find boxes of it soon enough. You shoot at me, I shoot at you. Oof, that one hurt. And I think that might have been Nosferatu's first attack that dealt more than 100 damage. The Path of the Eagle. Well, eagles fly really high in the air, and we accidentally revealed this the first step. So what we've got to do is fly as high as possible by only walking over the recessed areas of the floor. There we go. Unfortunately, you might have heard some gates opening and closing there. We find a snail figurine. The disguised path. You see, the way that led out no longer does. It will just lead to a dead-end gate. And the only way up takes us back here. So if we want to get back, we've got to find the disguised path. It's fine. Most of the floor uses this dingy, overgrown tile. Except for some of them that look like this. We have to walk over the tiles that look like that. Which is like so. There we go. And we're out. Now we can just drop down to the gate. The area is ultimately smaller than it looks. There's an awful lot of passages back to the start, but it can still be very confusing to find your way around. This way. The crossing. There are so many branching paths at every possible place. And if we see a button, we press it. Yeah, I can hear Shractors. Now, that seemed to turn on a light over there. Whoops. See, what these are doing is activating some of these floor tiles. You notice this one doesn't actually have a light underneath it. I can't push it. Those two buttons turned on these ones, allowing me to move them around. And what that light that I turned on did was revealed as a third button just there. So I've got to move these into position. Like so. So that I can climb up here and throw something over to it, which turns on that one. And now that all three are on, I can do this. Make ourselves a bridge across. Now, I could touch that, but like I said, I hear Shractors. So we're just going to take a quick nap. Make sure Zimboy is feeling his best. Check everyone's food. And it looks like Nosferatu's starting to get a little bit hungry. Hazanak is getting hungry, but he is going to ignore it forever because of his neck chain. I'm basically just trying to get through some of the food because we are carrying so much of it that even Ayyno is struggling with the weight. Also, we found a great axe. This is 18 to 55 compared to the 11 to 34. It's got a very slow cooldown. More importantly, it's a two-handed weapon. She'd have to put down a shield. Except, because she has heavy weapons 5, the Ogre Grip trait, which I didn't cover before, lets her wield two-handed weapons in one hand. Ayyno is now wielding a two-handed great axe in one hand. Let's go. Let's introduce their weapon to our new friends. Come on. Who wants to meet the axe first? And she missed with it, of course she did. God damn it, Ayyno. Ow. I gave you a point in accuracy so you wouldn't do that. Shit me running. Oh no! Oh, there we go. Our first death, it's 100% my fault due to idiocy of goofing around trying to show off weapons. I'm so sorry, Zimboy. It was always going to happen eventually. I'm just annoyed that it happened right then. That was not an unavoidable opportunity. Opportunity? Unavoidable circumstance. Still, as you can see, poor Mr. Zimboy, the insectoid mage, is dead. And while I could use a resurrection potion for him, we have completely cleared out the path back to the healing crystal. That was my own fault. I wasn't paying attention. I let myself get surrounded. And you see, those were just a couple of flies. You can lose characters so easily if you are not being careful. I wasn't being careful, and I lost a character. So we're just going to sprint our way back to the healing crystal. There we go. And good as new. Let's pretend that never happened. Bit of a trek, but it's hardly the worst. And like I said, there is an optional mode you can play where you can only use healing crystals once. If you didn't have an alchemist to make resurrection potions on hand, I can imagine that would be a terrifying game mode to play. That said, like I said, I have played it. and finish it. It's not as hard as you would think it is. You just got to be a little more on edge, careful, and less inclined to just show off Ayyno's special attacks, which she never once hits with. I don't know how she manages to miss them always. Even with her low dex, I'm putting points into her accuracy. She shouldn't be doing this. Oh yes, we found all 4 figurines. So let's have a go at this. I'm alive. I'm the strongest. I can't fly. I can walk. It's a logic puzzle. So let's start with a statement that can only apply to one of them. I'm the strongest. That would be an ogre. So we're left with 3 statements. I'm alive. I can walk. I can't fly. Well, I can't fly applies to both the snail and the skeleton, so we can't deduce anything about that. I can walk. I'm alive. The snail and the crowworm are alive, but only the skeleton can walk. The snail slithers and the crowworm flies. I can't fly, has to be the snail. And by the fact there's only one remaining, the crowworm is the alive one. That gets us a second power gem. And we found a bear pelt. Vitality +2, resist cold +20. Ayyno can have that simply because she is going for maximum over bear. And Azanaka gets her hand-me-down cloak and a very nice crystal flower. And this very important scroll. This explains the meaning of that strange language we've been seeing in the Lexiconary and also the signs. Wasn't the Lexiconary, where was it? The archives proper. The Lexiconary is the sub-area we're in right now, which we have mostly explored. There's just this little bit here, and these 2 gates. Let's double down to those gates. Just taking a quick look at the walls, because there's a very long stretch here where nothing seems to be happening, which implies secrets to me. Oop. A couple of shurikens is a nice find, since there is backup. What's all this thing? Yep. You don't just have rooms with absolutely nothing. Ta-da! The mirror chestplate. The mirror chestplate is much like the mirror cuisse. It's protection to all elements +5. And it's Nosferatu's eventual armor. She could equip it now. What I'm intending to do is find some heavy armors for Ayyno, then use the reed armor as a hand-me-down until I have the full set of mirror. Whoa, okay. That was a mean trick. That's also my favourite mean trick of the game. Let's maybe not try and run through the fireballs. Oh look. Do you want to demonstrate Ayyno's new trick? I do. Unfortunately, her cooldown is now 7 seconds. She swings slow and hard. Yeah, she does hits really hard as her special attack. It also ignores 10 points of enemy armor, which is quite handy for the crabs. Your scuttling alarms me. As we saw, these things can hit really hard. Also, that was 94 damage. That was impressive, Nos. There we go. That turned off that wind gate, which was making the fireball do its 90-degree spin. Where am I? So now it's just a short strip. There we go. And there's just enough time to flick through. This is going to be a mimic and I'm going to hate my life. Nope. Plate gauntlets. Again. Ayyno is never taking off her wonderful, wonderful bear gauntlet. And because I believe the developers of the game are dicks, I'm going to expect there's a secret button in the fireball's path. No, looks like not. That said, there was very clearly a grate that it was next to, though we've actually been to where it was, so there's no point looking for a way to open it up. Okay, aside of this little passage here, I reckon we're done with the archives. The Lexiconary. I keep mixing the two of them up. I keep thinking This is the archives and the other one is the lexicon. Lord help me, this place all looks confusing to me. We're going to be back into the very pretty overworld soon enough, though. A little bit of black moss. Some more shurikens. I got plenty of backup options now. Some more ammunition, which I was desperately hoping for. And a wooden box. Not that one. It's just got more food, because, you know, we were so desperately low on food. I've got more food than I can put in a sack. More cheese, though. Cheese is the most abundant special food. And here we are. Now you might be wondering, where does that lead to? It's just the I dare you pit, because I've actually forgotten that I was there. Right, I think that's that covered. Let's go back and solve this puzzle now that we know what all this language means. It says forward 2, turn left once, forward 2, turn left once, turn right twice, step backwards once, turn left twice, I think. Uhu na is, so uhu is forward, 2 forward, maybe it just means go left. 2 forward, sorry, I'm trying to keep this in my head rather than write it down, which is really what I should be doing. Let's try that. 2 forward, 1, 2, turn left once, turn right twice, and then we'll step backwards. Damn it. This is what happens if you're trying to remember rather than write things. I'm going to do the sensible thing and make a note. Uhu na, a, te na, lam, a, na. Okay. Now with a written note, cheat sheet, and all instructions start from here. Step forward twice, turn left once, turn right twice, step backwards once, turn left. See, I can never work out whether it means turn or step. If it means step, then it would be 1, 2, left. Te means 2, lam means 1, there we go. Actually just means step. I'm not sure why it's got a little rotatey symbol when it just means step that direction. Still, we've got ourselves into the letter archive. Made it this far already? Splendid! Sealed in this vault are the fragments of a tale that tells of a pilgrim from Zaffi. My father passed the story to me, and now it is my time to pass it forward. The Island Master. This is a very important puzzle which you do not want to lose the parts of. Okay, here's the tale it forms. He began travelling towards the frozen tundras. The sun was setting. Then he looked at the path leading to the burning hot desert he called home. Finally, the Star of the North came to lead the way, and he continued walking along the path. That will become important later, and it's also a puzzle that I wasn't skipping, because I knew the answer. Meanwhile, this one. Te. Uhu na. Just scribbling notes, which is why I'm speaking so slowly and awkwardly. Pala. Uhu na. Pala na. A. Farm Co. You might notice some of these aren't words which are written on it. We're going to have to deduce them logically. Lamb Co. Okay, here we go. Te on its own. without any modifiers. Te seems to mean right. Let's assume that means turn, maybe? Turn to the right? If it doesn't specify distance. Uhu na means 2 forwards. Pala. Now this one isn't written anywhere. So pala must... okay. Let's assume that te just on its own must mean step right. And pala must mean turn. Either turn left or turn right. Uhu na. Let's assume left for the moment, because the next step is uhu na, step 2 forward, and if we turned right we couldn't have moved 2 spaces forwards. Pala na means turn left twice if I'm correct. A means step to the left once. Farm ko. If farm means turn right and ko is a number we don't know, that would mean turn right 3 times. Lam ko. That means step backwards, and if ko means 3, and there we go. And so now we have deduced that pala means turn left, and farm means turn right, and ko means 3. I'm just writing those on a bit of paper, and look what we got here. We finally found another upgrade of a sort for Mr. Azanaka. The Dragon Breath Revolver, 11 to 33 damage compared to the 17 to 52, but it has a cooldown of 1.5 seconds compared to the 6 seconds. So basically less damage per attack, but I can fire at one hell of a rate with this thing. Also, its special attack is to load it. Now because it loads like this, I could do something like this. I could have him switch up like that, but I would have to switch his bullets back in every time I wanted to reload, which is a pain. He's going to be using it for a little bit simply because it's a much cooler weapon. But like I said, the whole damage reduction is applied in such a way that doing a lot more damage over individual hits is better when it comes to heavily armored enemies in particular. This leads down. That leads... hello, there's a passage there we missed. I'm just going to quickly check that, but I doubt it's anything much. Hey, look at that, it's absolutely nothing. That was well worth it. Either way, we have actually completed the archives and the Lexiconary, which means it's now down to the sewers. Everyone's favourite level in every game ever, the sewer level. At least we found the healing crystal quickly. And I hear spikes. Sewer exit, a recipe which is for mixing black moss with one of 4 elements may result in explosive reaction. Yeah. That is just telling you that, oops, just telling you how to brew a bomb. Handy, but not something I really need in a hurry. We are finally out of the frigging underground. Unfortunately, I am going to be going right back in there. It's nice to be seeing the outside. It's nice to be seeing turtles. Go away. We have got quite the welcoming committee. It makes a nice change, to be honest, after all the things that are an actual threat. This is a load of incredibly easy enemies who taste good. I don't even need to eat, and I'm eating you just because I can. There's a lot of them. Notice this one made a very distinct click sound. This is just one of those keep trying until you find the combination puzzles. So it's right, left, center, right, left, center, center. Ugh. There we go. Easy enough if a little tedious. Whoa, there we go. I knew one of them had to show up sooner or later. We fought 3 of you before and they weren't scary. You are not a threat. As you can see, 8 damage. The Dragon Breath Revolver is amazingly cool, but his Arquebus is ultimately better. And in it was the Tome of Energy. Straight to you, and a map. This map doesn't mean anything to us yet. Also, while he doesn't need to eat, turtle eggs are still his favourite, which means I'm going to stuff them in him for the sake of getting some extra stats. That's much better. I'm just genociding turtles for no reason. I'm not even in need of the food. But you know, they're there. Strength! As an Akka. Disappointing at rolling as well. And while I would love nothing more than in any possible way to stay out here in the lovely outside, there isn't actually that much here. Or is there? Because we can wade, we have the amazing power of wading, we can actually see this is a whole other uh-oh. I'll deal with that later. Much later. Because now we're going to the sewers again. Goodbye. It was nice to breathe air that didn't smell of centuries-old sewer. Even if it was night when I went up there, it looked nice. More of the mysteriously pointless rocks. More levers, that I don't trust because they're trapped. And also unleash a horde of rats. Yeah, we're past the point where a rat is an immediate threat. That said, there's a lot of them. And as I managed to inadvertently demonstrate with Shractors, a lot of enemies is a threat no matter what the enemies are. Hey look, Zarkton and a frog. It's a who's who of enemies. Because these two are walking in formation, he can't do his turny flip trick, because the knife ones can't do it. Ow! Let's not fight where they can have their backup shoot at us. Hello. Goodbye. You're a little more durable than I was anticipating. One problem with fire magic is it's quite hard to see after you immediately use it because of the smoke cloud. Still, you got the full sewer experience so far here. It's a lot of rats. Just like any real sewer, I guess. There we go. Ratlings, fortunately, are slowly ticking over to the point where they're nothing but free experience for us. Extra cheese, again, we're so flush on food that we don't care, and just stats for us. Do not disturb. I get the feeling we're going to go disturb whoever wrote that note. Yeah, you run. Ow! I don't like when people say hello with gunshots. It hurts. Still, they do drop ammunition for Azanaka. Oh my god, he shot Azanaka in the ankle. What a jerk move. Yeah, being hit in the ankle lowers your equipment burden, and it actually lowered it enough that Azanaka couldn't move. Because while he's immune to burdened, he's not immune to overburdened. Yeah, I'm face tanking you because I don't respect you. Ow. That's because I said I don't respect you, isn't it? Hello. Don't you dare eat my weapons. Yeah, you can come to me. Oh, that hurt. So long as I'm careful, this shouldn't be enough to use a healing potion. He says, and then immediately gets smacked in Nosferatu again. In Nosferatu? Come on. There we go. Really need to sort the inventory out again. I'm probably going to have to give Ayyno another crate to carry all this food. With that done, let's slink back to that area we came in here so that I can actually get some rest. Which was further away than I thought it was. Where did we come in here? There we go. Let's close the gates just in case I missed any enemies. We're not going to go for a full energy restoring rest. We just need people to not die while I'm putzing about. Hello! If I had Poison Cloud, I could hit you. The grate doesn't actually cover that. Let's go say hello. I mean, I know Zarktons sort of fit in with the very damp, aquatic look around here. They don't fit in with the anticipated power level. They're a nice find if you're having trouble with this area. You are not worth wasting ammunition on. Oh! That one died too quickly and I overstepped my footing. Well aimed. Just do a quick skirt of the area. Make sure that we got no more Zarktons ready to irritate us. I just say irritate because they're not going to threaten us. Right. Now I'm just going to quickly scout about underwater to get a general idea of what the map looks like. Okay, we're starting to get an idea of what this place looks like. In fact, it should look familiar. Let's go up the air. I did miss a Zarkton. How did I do that? Who picked up that map? You jerk, he pushed me back in the water. Right. This is what this map refers to. These islands are shaped like Tetris pieces. And if we step on them in this order, we'll open a secret. I'll just need to scout out a little bit more just so I know which island is which. This is another one that would be a lot of fun if you were trying to do it with without an auto map and you were playing in old school mode. Okay, so first up is that ziggity zaggity piece which looks like it would be the worst Tetris game ever. This one. It's not even a tetromino, is it? It's a pentomino. We just need to take one step onto each of them. This one. I think I saw some bullets on there. I'm going to have to go back for those. Bullets are not something I can afford to pass up. This ziggity zaggity one over here. There we go. This one, it's a big plus sign. I just realised I've got the console open. Hello. I swear I'm not using this to cheat off screen. I only use it to cheat in player-made maps when they're terrible. I'm not sure how to turn it off. And finally this one. Which opens up this wind gate. And in it are the crystal gauntlets. Naturally, the first piece of heavy armor which I'd actually want to wear is the gauntlets, and Ayyno does not take off her bear claw. We also find some throwing axes. They're the next step up from shurikens and would be a very nice find for Asanaka. Unfortunately, we only have 3 of them for the moment, which means that I would have to quickly switch them out because I would probably not kill the enemies before I ran out of axes. So I'm just going to hold on to those for the moment. Back into the horrible depths of the sewers. And there's a secret passage down here. Glub, 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 I'm drowning. What even was that? It's a potion of vitality. You can have that. Desperately needed oxygen and a secret. And this is always one of the last secrets I get. There's a very nice shield there. And this is a golden key room. Unfortunately, there's no golden key nearby, which means it's always one of the ones I forget about and have to come back for. Other than that, this is pretty much just a nice little hidden area. With all the greenery and the fish and nice little reflective pool and lack of enemies, it's quite nice. It's certainly an alternative from running around a sewer getting shot and stabbed a lot. Still. Oh, there's another axe. Please, where's the way out? I'm drowning in sewer water. Don't let me drown in sewer water. This isn't how I want to die. Hey look, it's treasure time for Mr. Zimboy. Let's get out of the water and check what we found. We can't all hold our breath as long as he can. We have found the Diviner's Cloak, plus 20 energy regeneration rate. That is an amazing cloak. It's going straight on him. It's never coming off. That's his ultimate cloak. And the Shaman Staff, energy plus 25, vitality plus 2. That's more energy, even if he doesn't need the vitality all that much. We can carry the Orb of Radiance in his offhand. He's got the staff and the orbs now. I'll leave you to make your own comments. Two-handed sword. I'm not sure why you'd bother. Ayyno much prefers to smash people with an axe. It's far more on brand. That said, it's pretty good. It's very slightly less damage. It's 1 second faster cooldown. It's pretty good. It just feels more Ayyno to hit people with a giant axe than it does to hit them with a sword. There are mosquitoes over there, so I'm not sure why you'd bother trying to get over there. Naturally, we're going to try and get over there. But later, because the stream is running long and I just want to do one last thing. As we saw before, there was a sign saying "Do not disturb." And here is a note saying "Enter at your own risk." I think this is an excellent time to enter and disturb. I also think it's an excellent time to brew multiple health potions for everyone. And also I'm going to be saving my game. Okay, we've got 3 on our frontliners, 3 on our backliners. We're also going to make up energy potions for Zimboy because he's a bit useless if he doesn't have energy. I accidentally brewed a shield potion. Right, and we are going to be saving our game. I have made the occasional mention of the fact that I find this boss very scary. Spoilers, it's a boss if you somehow hadn't worked that out. Let's do this. It's a giant rat with a cannon. The ground is trembling when he walks. Also, he's got 10 million ads in this fight. This is one of those you are going to get boxed in if you're not careful fights. Ow. That kills Ayyno's accuracy. She does not have accuracy to spare. I'm going to try and keep his ads between him and me so that he can't shoot me. If he shoots me, it doesn't matter what character it hits, it's going to hurt like a bitch. Ow! As you can see, 62 damage to my heaviest armor character. Nearly half health, the heaviest armor. That was a low roll, plus it launches us backwards and has a high chance of injury. That cannon is goddamn terrifying. It hurts as much as you'd expect getting shot with a damn cannon too. I think he's going around to flank us. Not letting that happen. Oh good god, no. Okay, you can... Yep. Incidentally, he has the same turn and attack and the same action hit scan attack that many enemies do, which scares me badly. So I'm not even going to attack an enemy while he's in the next tile over in case I kill it and he instantly attacks. That said, we have done a lot of damage. I think he's been getting hit by various attacks from his subordinates, or it's counting the health of his rattling allies. Let's show you one of the extra tricks you can do if you are having trouble with this. You stay there while I deal with the others. Zimboy is an invaluable element to this fight for various reasons. I'm just going to loot your room, okay? That sound good? Cool beans. Hey look, a key. Oh, he's free. Yeah, he didn't appreciate that. He's pretty tanky. I don't think this has been us hitting him. Let's load the health. I think it was counting his allies. Ayyno. In fact, you know what? I want to see what that does, so I'm going to give her a health potion, energy potion, so she can try again. Take two. Ayyno. It doesn't matter what dimension she's in, she can be a little exasperating, but I still love her. Oh, for the love of God, I'm not even going to try. Oh my good lord, that's why we're not stepping in front of him. Holy crap! 6 HP. I told you, I'm terrified of this guy. He's huge and he's scary and he hits like a motherfucker, to be honest, and I'm sorry for swearing. But my god, did you see what that did to poor little Nosferatu? As you can see, I'm not even going to try and step sideways to him because he can fire if we step adjacent to him and it's hit scan. We would get splattered. It's simply a matter of wait for him to move to us. This is a fight you have to play reactively because he's just so damn scary. Fortunately, because I put this area off, and remember, I did this area first when I played the game the first time. If I hadn't done Kill Breach Bog, we'd have been weaker and we wouldn't have been taking out rats quite so quickly. And if you end up with this guy stuck next to you, and you can't move because you're penned in by rats, that goes about as well as you'd expect. There is another strategy, and in fact, there is a instant kill exploit you can do. You see, just here, whoop, over there, that little glint that you can just see for a tiny second maybe, is the key that lets you get out of here. If you run in here, grab the key, you can instantly sprint out and you can fight them out on those docks. And, while I haven't shown it off, dropping onto an enemy from above will instantly kill them, and this applies to all enemies, including the rattling boss. He's the only boss who can be encountered in an area where that's possible. Come on, Ayyno, this is your chance. Finish him off. God damn it. By the way, the reload he does is purely ornamental? I can't think of the right word at the moment. Purely symbolic. He can shoot you while he's reloading. But I'm sure you saw the cannonball scattered about, I'm sure you wondered, and yes. This is Azanaka's real ultimate weapon. It's also a gun, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry to tell you. It does spectacular damage. Unfortunately, it also weighs 15 kilograms. Even with his neck chain, he literally can't carry the thing and move. We've simply got so much food we can't move under the weight of it. We're going to have to sort that out. Can you shift some of it over to Zimboy? There we go. It uses cannonballs as ammunition. as you might expect. Unfortunately, the cannonballs themselves weigh a kilogram each. And like the other, ammunition isn't recoverable, so this is you only use it in boss fights if you use it then, because what if there's a bigger boss around the corner? I am going to be breaking out the cannon eventually because it is still the best option he's going to have. Willpower! You are finally starting to pay the price for all those amazing rolls early on. She's got amazing energy that is going to be using her special attacks, which I totally use all the time with Nosferatu. Yeah, that's the key that you can use to get out in a hurry. There is a Brigandine, which I am not bothering with. I think that was it. I'm sure we came in here for a reason. We did get that other key. But I need to try and recall what it goes to. So we'll just quickly find where that key goes, and then I'll wrap it up for the stream. Sewer exit south. I think this might be it. If not... Oh, it's just another area. Oh well. Here's the real end of the stream. Meet the Ogre. The Ogre was the big scary enemy of Grimrock 1. There was only a few of them. It wasn't technically the biggest, but it's certainly the most memorable. They're back in Grimrock 2 now with fancy armor, which is somehow caught fire. Can't imagine who did that. They're fought ultimately a lot like the Rattling boss. If I stand next to him, he will turn and smack me one with that club. And while it doesn't hurt quite as much as the cannon, I'd rather not have it happen. So it's going to be the same, doing a bit of a hoedown. Plus, as you saw, if you stand a couple of tiles away from them in a line... Ooh, it actually hurts more than the cannon. That's nice. But it doesn't have range, so it's less scary. Plus, if you're in their line of sight, they will charge at you. In Grimrock 1, there was no cooldown on that, so you could chain them into doing back and forth charges and smacking them like it was a bullfight. In 2, there's a bit of a delay before they'll actually try it again. So it's pretty much just doing this, baiting them into turning, into walking. Oops. Oh dear. Oh, very dear. No. That was a very clutch frost bomb. If you wish to enter the crystal mines, you must take the way of the snail. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't know where the clue for that was, and it would have been very awkward to walk around and pretending I don't know how to get into the crystal mines. In the meantime, this is the Shrine of Air. I'll be covering over what these statues have to say and what else we're going to be doing here, but we have been running for some time now, so thank you all for watching, and we'll be back with more Grimrock tomorrow. Maybe. Probably. Can't think of a reason it wouldn't be, but thank you all for joining me.